Hello to my beautiful friends, and welcome to a very different video. You might be able to hear the rain outside my window. It's a very humid and stormy night, and I decided I wanted to try something a little different. I have this pillow here, and it has sparkles on it, almost like fish scales. It makes a very pleasing sound when you touch it, and I think it looks very nice with the sparkles. See? So, what I wanted to do is maybe draw or write some sort of designs or pictures on it, and hopefully you will enjoy the sounds and sparkles and whispers. I painted my nails just for you. It's this sort of strange, clearish yellow and pink polish with these little speckles on them too. Bees on my hands. So, let's go ahead and get started. Now what I thought would be nice first is we try some letters. So, let's do the alphabet, and you can tell me how I do. So, you pull up like this to watch the scales change to silver. And you can go down to erase like that. And there we have a very derpy letter A. Very sparkly letter A. Look at that, how it shimmers. Let's try B next. Like this. And there we go. B's a little harder, but we've got it. Look at that. Marvelous. Now let's go for C. There we go. Next, D. Let's try a smaller one, closer to the light. And D. There's a little better. A, B, C, D. E is much harder with these horizontal lines. Now let's go for F. F is for Fushi. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, beautiful. Here, I'll move my camera up a little bit so we can see maybe a little higher. There we go. H, I, J, K, L, Sparkle, sparkle. P for please. Q is it's basically an O with a line on the side. Kind of. There we go. Q. Let's try writing an S backwards. Oh my goodness. Now I think the S is one of the least pretty ones. QRS. D. Then we have U. And V. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you write with me? There we go. We did them. Now, I wonder if we can draw anything. Sorry about the crunchy microphone noises. There we go. I wonder if I can draw anything interesting now that we've done the letters and I've gotten more comfortable, I suppose. Let's see. What can I think of? What about something simple to start? Here, I'll bring it closer, and you can try and guess what it is, since you can't see the whole thing. If you think about it. Remember, it's not going to be very good. Well, I think it's turning out better than I expected it to. I hope you can hear a little bit of the rain. I think I would like that. And I think you would too. Okay. I think this is turning out better than I thought it would. Okay. I hope so. Let's see. It is my attempt at a Pikachu. Do you see? We've got two eyes, his little cheeks, a tail, and a mouth. It's hard when you only have two different colors to work with. So it's kind of like a shadow chew, a shadow Pikachu. If you turn it like this, you get a different perspective. Like that. Let's see. almost like dragon scales, don't you think? Watch this. Now it kind of looks like a river. It makes a very interesting sound though. I like it. Like, listen. I like the sounds that it makes. I find them really soothing, actually. Let's see, let's see. There. It shines like mermaid scales. Did any of you ever read that book, Rainbow Fish, when you were little? It's a story about a fish that has these beautiful rainbow scales. And these other fish don't. And they want to be beautiful just like rainbow fish. So by the end of the story, Rainbow Fish ends up giving one of his scales to each of his friends so they can feel just a little bit more beautiful and shiny. I think it's a sweet story. Look at that. I'm just being random. I hope it's okay. It kind of looks like clouds too. In this part here. Pretend it's like the sky. There's a sparkle. Here. I might just move it closer and then just... I think this is the closest you've ever been to my hands. Nice to meet you. I think out of all my features, I always really liked my hands. They remind me of my mom's. I feel like you can tell a lot about a person from their hands, whether they're hardworking or they type a lot, if they're outside all day or things like that. We use our hands in our everyday lives constantly, so they're one of the most affected things, if you think about it, besides our faces. I don't know why this reminds me of Breath of the Wild. I think because it's kind of soothing in a way. I've been playing it so much. I'm sorry I can't share it with you guys or play it here. I think it's mostly because I kind of wanted to enjoy the adventure on my own, you know? It's such a beautiful game and I'm really liking exploring on my own. For anyone who's played, I still only have 4 hearts, but I've unlocked a ton of shrines and even looted Ganon's castle for quite a few things. I know I should be working on the actual story, but I always fail to do that. I don't know, even with Skyrim, I always got so interested in wandering the lands and exploring all the sites that I never got onto the actual story. I know I'm supposed to go to a mountain and meet some elders and learn about the Fusrota and how to be the Dovahkiin, but I always fail to do that. hope you enjoy just watching the sparkles. I really like it. It's really soothing to feel this. This one has a few spots that stick out because it was not a very expensive pillow. It was a few dollars. Let's see. Speaking of Zelda, maybe we can make a Triforce. What do you think? You think I can do it? Let's see, maybe if we start with a triangle and then kind of edge our way out. Let's see. I wish there was a way to whisper sing without it being loud, because I would totally do that. I think I'm getting there. Okay. It's very hard to draw a straight line if you're not super meticulous about it. There we go. It's a little derpy, but there is my beautiful Triforce. Do you like it? I think it's lovely. Let's see. There's a kitty asleep in here. Nemo's resting on the floor. Matthias was being a noisy little bug, so I kicked him out of the room. This looks kind of like the tree from Kingdom Hearts that has the star fruits on them. Are you guys excited for the new game? I feel like when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I sort of fell off the map, you know? I played the first one when I was young, and that song, Simple and Clean, was always on my iPod back in the day. It was one of the most beautiful games I'd ever played when I was younger. And I remember I didn't have a PlayStation for the longest time. I went to my friend's house and she had the introduction to the game, the OP, playing on her big flat screen TV, and as soon as I heard it start, I was enthralled by it. The dream sequence at the beginning, it was so beautiful. It was then that I learned about Utada Hikaru and her music, and it just graceful stomach noises, that's wonderful. It was just a beautiful game, and I played it and I loved it, and I tried to fight Sephiroth at level 40 and he destroyed me. That wasn't very good. And I played the second one as well, and I liked that. And I played the card one on was it Game Boy Advance or DS? I forget the system I had it on. I think it was Advance. It gets so hard to remember if you think about it. I feel so young, but at the same time, I feel so old. It's like time is going by quickly, but at the same time, so slowly. I feel like these past 3 years have gone by so quick, though, in a way, when I look back. This one is like some kind of fox creature reaching up towards the sky. What do you think he's trying to get? Maybe a big tree grows like this, and maybe there's a fruit that he really wants, and it's falling. And he's reaching up towards the sky to try and get it. Trying his best. Reminds me of an Aesop's fable. Did you ever read those? They were old fairy tales, like the raven and the water jug. Things like that. The legend of Bluebeard. That's one of my favorite and least favorite fairy tales. The Legend of Bluebeard. You know what? I'll tell it to you guys, for those who don't know. So, I'll summarize. The basic gist is there is a man with several daughters. Then there's this suitor who is a very wealthy man who's seeking a wife. And it's not that he's terrible looking or anything like that, but he has a large blue beard, which is quite strange. It's not a magical world that we speak of, but more of a world like our own, back in the olden days. So, one of the daughters is given away to the man to marry. She goes with him to his big, beautiful home because he's rich. He treats her kindly and tells her she can have anything she wishes. She can throw parties within his home. She will be well provided for. And she's happy, married to the blue-bearded man. And then eventually comes a day where he has to go on a voyage overseas, because you see he makes his money through the ocean. So he gives her a ring of keys, and he says, I'll be leaving, and I'll be gone for a while. And while I'm gone, I leave these keys with you. They open every door within my mansion. I give you permission to throw lavish parties. Invite whomever you wish. Enjoy yourself. You may go in every room of my mansion except for one. And he shows her a door at the very end of the hall. And he says, whatever you do, do not go in that room. That is my only rule. And she smiles and says, of course, of course. Yes, I won't go in the room. Go on your voyage, and I'll be well. So, he goes on this trip. And while he's gone, she does as he says. She's not necessarily the best kind of person, ethics-wise. After all, she doesn't love him, and she just wants to throw parties and invite over everyone and dine and dance the night away and have a wonderful time. And as the days turn to weeks, something is gnawing at the back of her mind. That room that he said she couldn't enter. She's opened every door in the mansion except for that room. And she grows curious. What could be inside? So one day, she approaches the door and pulls out the key, a small silver key. She puts it in the lock, turns the knob, and opens the door. The sudden smell of iron and blood fill her lungs and nostrils, and she recoils in horror to see the dead and decaying bodies of many, many women. In terror, she drops the key in a puddle of blood, and with that, the key turns red, bright red, stained by the puddle on the floor. She grabs the key, screaming, leaves, locks the door, and runs to scrub the key. She runs in under the hottest water she can, scours it with soap, and the key stays red, stained by the blood. It is then that she hears a bell in the distance, a signal that her husband's boat has come to harbor and he's coming home. In terror, she runs to the top of the mansion. It's one of those old castle-style places with a large bell. She begins to ring it, loud and clear, hoping it'll get someone's attention, because her husband's coming home, and surely, when he arrives, when he knows that she knows what's in that room, he'll kill her too. That's what she fears. So, soon her husband is home, a big smile on his face. His people bring in lots of gold and goods from his voyage from far beyond. He comes to his wife and says, "My love, I've missed you so. I hope you are well. I've brought back gold and goods, and we may live happy off of this for a very, very long time. But I must ask, bring me the keys to the home, since I have returned." She goes to her room and grabs the ring of keys, all except for the red key, which rests in her pocket, and she hands him all of them except for that. He looks at the ring of keys, and his brow furrows. This is all of them, but where's the key to the room at the end of the hall? It's at that she bursts into tears. His face gets dark and scary. His brow furrows more, and his eyes fill with anger. "Where is the key?" he says firmly. She thrusts her hand in her pocket and pulls out the key, pushing it forward with her head down, as if she will fall onto the floor. The key is bright red with the blood. He screams and shrieks and grabs at her. "All you had to do was listen," he said. "You would have been happy with me forever, for all of your days, wealthy beyond your dreams and provided for. I had but one rule, and you couldn't listen," said Bluebeard. He begins to make chase with her, trying to grip his hands around her neck. He's going to take her life. It's then, as Bluebeard corners her, and she's crying and screaming for mercy, that they hear shouts of many men and horse hooves beating along the ground outside. In burst the girl's brothers, who had been nearby and heard the bell. I think I forgot to mention she had brothers too, so she has brothers. And they rush in with swords drawn and kill Bluebeard, who was unarmed. The wife, now widow, with her husband dead for trying to kill her, now has all of his gold, his home, his goods, and everything else. So she takes this, and she lives happily for the rest of her days. She remarries another man, of whom she loves, and Bluebeard is dead. Now that story might sound like the girl is the victim and Bluebeard is this terrible person, but when I was a little girl and I first read it in school, I remarked how upset I was with the girl and how I felt bad for Bluebeard. And no one else in my class agreed with me, but young Fushi, as a child, I interpreted the story in a different way. My way was, he gave you everything you could want or need. He treated her with kindness and love, provided for her. But it wasn't good enough because she wanted everything, including going in that door. And because she couldn't be happy with the beautiful life she was given, he lost his, which ironically matches the sirens that are going by my apartment right now, which I know you can completely hear. Welcome to the life of an ASMRist in her home without soundproof walls. But anyway, so yeah, I was angry at her because I thought maybe Bluebeard had a Bluebeard because he was cursed in some way, and that those bodies were the bodies of his previous wives, and that there was a reason they were there. Like maybe he was cursed. But I was always mad at the girl for ruining her chance at happiness by not appreciating what she had and never being satisfied. Although everyone else in my class said that he was a terrible murderer and she lived happily ever after. But I hated the ending so much. I guess I sympathized with Bluebeard, or something like that. But yes, this went from alphabet pillows to let's talk about Skyrim and Zelda to a fairy tale story. Either way, I hope it was relaxing to you in some way. I know it was random, but I don't know. I feel like we've been playing the same games for like 2 months, and I really want to get us through them so we can move on to just random stuff. I've got so many ideas, but I'm just really bad at committing myself to things, which you probably know. My problem I've always had is I think of wonderful things to do in all aspects of life, but I have the hardest time carrying through with them. Like my goals for this channel. I really wanted to, I want to do a cover song eventually. I love to sing, but I'm really, really shy. And I'm not amazing or anything like that. Like, I'm not gonna blow you away. I'm no Christina Aguilera or anything, but I really enjoy singing, and to me singing it's like being more vulnerable than being unclothed in front of someone. It's like the ultimate vulnerability, I guess, so I get sensitive about it, secretly wondering if everyone will think I'm horrible, or if they'll just say they like it, just because they feel bad. So I really want to do that, or an original song at some point. I can't play any instruments, so it'll probably be straight up acoustic with the sound of the crickets and my bedroom fan. I want to bring back Skyrim stories, but I think I might want to save it for the winter. I have a fireplace in my room, and I thought it would be nice, maybe if I can, to light a fire and read the stories that way. Kind of like you were sitting next to me when I did it. Maybe. We'll see. I love the sound of a crackling fire, and if I could record that too, it would be wonderful, I think. I really would love to read scary stories in October. if I can find enough. I tried it last year and it didn't quite work. And I do want to do more games. Maybe some shorter ones for a while. Or maybe if I actually am consistent, they won't take so long. But thank you for always being patient with me. I appreciate it. It makes me really happy. Because I think we're doing just fine on our little channel. And I don't know. The more I interact with you and feel encouraged, the more likely I am to just get things done. And to stop letting myself down. Or flaking on ideas that I have, or being afraid that you'll think it's stupid or hate it. Thanks for always being encouraging. I appreciate it. But I'll go ahead and end this before my neighbors come home, because goodness knows those dogs will get very, very loud. But if you are not asleep, I'll use this as an opportunity to ask what you'd like to see in the future. I always love suggestions. I know Hombuku had me read Kingdom Hearts files, so I'm still gonna do Kingdom Hearts 2 files. Let me know if you have any ideas for chill things like this. And thank you for joining me. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you really, really liked it, share it with a friend. You don't have to, but I thought I'd ask just in case. I try and share things when I can, but I don't want to be pushy and spam anywhere. And leave a comment and subscribe for more. And I will see you in our next video. Bye bye.